What's good, guys? M.V.K here, back again as always. How's everybody doing? Day 3 is here, continuing my 30-day superhero challenge. And today, guys, on the list, we have favorite superhero movie. This is a tough one too because, guys, let's be honest. There have been a lot of superhero movies that have come out for the past couple of years, and there have been some good ones, there have been some bad ones. I have my favorites, same as you, but I can only pick one for now. So, I choose Captain America. Ooh. Captain America Winter Soldier is by far, to me, one of the best MCU movies, period. It was completely different from the previous MCU movies. This really stroked the tone of not just being a great espionage, it felt more like a spy thriller. It was by far, at that point, which was 2014, correct me, the best, in my opinion, out of the Captain America franchise. The trilogy, to me, is the best. They took the storyline that the great Ed Brubaker did, bringing back Bucky Barnes back into the fold, and how he did it and how it came out was completely, it wasn't like a throwaway, it wasn't like, oh, that's ridiculous. No, it made sense. So when they said they were going to do it in the MCU, I was like, how are they going to do this and live up to what Ed Brubaker did in the comics? And he did. They did. The Russo brothers come along and tell us a great story of just showing, in my opinion, not just how far you're willing to go for your friend. Not just your friend, but your best friend. In the MCU, the version of Bucky and Cap, they're more like brothers than friends. So here, you got the good drama, you got the great action, the stunt work was great. The fight choreography in this set the tone of what was to come. Some of those scenes in this movie were so good because at the time, this is after Cap's first movie, after Cap's movie, after Avengers. So you're wondering, how far is the evolution going to go with Cap? And we saw that evolution with Cap, especially through his fighting skills. He got way better in fighting hand-to-hand combat than ever. And that was something that I was so looking forward to seeing. And to see that they kept that truly, he is a man out of time. So he's right, he's got a list of things he needs to study up on, to get caught up on. That first scene with him and the MCU's version of Sam Wilson, you know, you see Sam running, kind of jogging around the Washington Monument, you know, the Lincoln Memorial, and you see Cap coming right behind him, you know, on your left. And you just see Cap running again on your left, and Sam's like, on my left, I got it. And then he comes again, and he's like, don't you say it, dude. And then you just see Sam, and then, you know, just seeing Chris Evans just stand there, and I was like, that's Steve. And you just see Steve, and you need a medic, you know, you need a medic, and he's just like, you ran 30 miles in like 13 seconds. And you just see the chemistry between Sam and Steve throughout that. The storytelling of the gist of, okay, how do we explain how Bucky is alive? And they did it well enough that it also made us like, okay, it makes sense. The way they did it in the comics makes sense for the comics, but how do we transgress it into cinema and give it a somewhat believable factor of, okay, that makes sense. And they did that, still leaving the fact that, yes, quote unquote, Bucky was discovered not by, I don't think they said it was the Russians, but it could be, yeah, still discovered by the Russians, brainwashed by Hydra as their hitman for hire, comes out every 10 years. They kept that true to Ed Brubaker's run. And just seeing how he looked and how he moved, yeah, they made him a super soldier in the here, which was fine, but it was still just a beautiful effect. And just seeing, like I said, that fight choreography in this was just well done. This felt so different from the MCU movies. Like it at this point, it had a very darker tone. Like the scene was where especially the scene where Nick gets shot up, like in Steve's apartment. It's like, whoa, like whoa, like you literally pop and he just keels over, and it's like, whoa, this was different. This was just what a lot of fans were saying. Oh, the MCU is just too comedic and things like that, and it's too lighthearted and things like that. But here, it took it in a direction that people were like, oh, okay, maybe I spoke too soon. And we saw that. Like I said, the fight card, that fight scene between Steve, the first initial fight between Steve and Bucky, when Bucky's chasing down Natasha, and he nearly is about to shoot Natasha, and Steve comes, and that initial blocking with the shield, just that ding, and then that fight card, the choreography in that scene alone was just like, you got Bucky pulling out gun after gun, and Steve with the shield, pop out. He's blocking with the like low, high, low, going low. The way he used it, like, and then Bucky takes the shield away, and then Steve is trying to get through it, and throwing in a little wrestling and a lot of Muay Thai and a lot of martial arts, and from Steve doing a high knee, boom, and then he gets punched, and the flips, and the German, and then just how Steve was, I loved how they utilized him with the shield. Like, it wasn't just the throwing, he utilized that as a means of defense, which a shield is, but he's defending himself, and when he gets it taken away, it wasn't that Steve was like, okay, I can't do anything. No, Steve goes right in. Winter Soldier, to me, is what I want the Shang-Chi movie to be, but upped even more. Great choreography, great action, great storytelling. Because the Shang-Chi movie is another movie that I'm so looking forward to, because this could be Marvel's first big martial art thriller. And that's kind of what I'm hoping for, too. There are a lot of movies. I could have chosen, Spider-Man, first Spider-Man movie, or Superman 2, or Batman 89, or anything like that, because those are some of my favorites, too. But I went with Captain America and the Soldier, which is one of my top 10 favorite MCU movies. I love that movie. That movie is just so good. It was just so undertoned that it shocked people, because it looked like the Marvel MCU movies were in one direction, and this comes along, Russo brothers come along and give you something better, give you something different. And then, to me, that's why I always say, like, when you guys talk, when I hear people say, oh, the MCU, they're still just comedic, and that's why it's good to see darker movies like what DC is doing, and I'm just like, stop comparing that, stop doing that, because if you've been watching the MCU movies, you can see they started to undertone a lot of their movies. Like, the tone of their movies started getting darker, and the themes got darker, and it was like, sometimes you forget this is MCU. And that's the key element right there with Winter Soldier. I forgot at some point this was an MCU movie. This is quote unquote a Disney themed movie. You know, same thing with Black Panther. I could have went with Black Panther, but I chose Winter Soldier, guys. What a good movie. Good storytelling. Yes, the villain-wise, overarching villain, you know, kind of, I think, hurt a little bit. You know, I always thought Robert Redford was going to turn out to be the Red Skull in disguise. Like, I thought that was going to be Red Skull. And don't get me wrong, Robert Redford is a legend that he is. And he wasn't a bad villain, but it was just, I thought more. I thought it was going to be, you know, Red Skull. He didn't die. He got transported into the present time, and he's been here ever since. I thought they were going to take a little bit of that storyline as well, but it was fine. I thought it didn't hurt. Give a lot of props to Frank Grillo, who played Rumlow, aka Crossbone. You know, he did his thing too. Scarlett Johansson really did her thing as well. You know, that by far was, and my opinion, one of her best performances as Black Widow. And I like what they did with Sam in this. Made Sam more of a soldier to kind of be like that modern day friend to Steve. You know, you saw it. You know, everybody talks about, yeah, Bucky is Steve's best friend, but Sam has been a longer partner to Steve, especially comic-wise. And it made sense, because I don't think it would have made sense if they'd have told the real true origin that, you know, Sam is a pimp, everything like that. So they had to change it for that. And Anthony Mackie was a great choice for Sam Wilson. Thought he did his thing, and look at where he is. Where's he going now? So yeah. Well, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Day 3 is over. I gave you one of my favorite superhero movies, Captain America: Winter Soldier. Hope you enjoyed my choice. Looking forward to hearing what your choice was in this day 3 of the 30-day superhero challenge. I think I may go watch Winter Soldier tonight or so, because it's such a good movie. I still watch it to this day. Anytime it comes on, even if I have it in my collection, but even when it's on like TNT or FX or any other cable network, I'm gonna sit down and watch it because I love it. But yeah, man, Winter Soldier. So 3 days down. Now we have 27 more days to go. What will be the next in the future of this challenge? I can tell you right now, and I am going to tell you. Next up on this list, favorite superhero universe. Where will that be? Will I tell you? Nope, I'm not. That's for tomorrow. Why? Here's why. Shouts out to Simon Miller once again. You're gonna have to wait tomorrow. That's day 4. Other than that, guys, this is my friend Kid. Alpha saying peace, love, stay tuned, keep it real, stay safe. Shouts out to Dwayne The Rock Johnson and his family. Y'all get safe and get well. You're gonna beat this. Kevin Nash, y'all family, you're gonna beat this. I'm not looking forward to hearing bad, no more bad right now. Please, you're gonna beat it.